this MMA rules bout takes place in the minus 70 kilogram lightweight division. This bout will be contested over 3 5-minute rounds. Your referee in charge when the action gets underway, Mr. Ilya Lucic. Fighters to the center, please, for your final instructions.
Gentlemen, know the rules, fight clean, listen to my commands at all times, keep yourself protected. Touch gloves if you want, step back.
Ilya Lucic, our referee in this lightweight bout. Filip PEJIC takes on Alexander Jankovic.
33 plays 31, mixed records there. Slight height advantage for PEJIC. Both guys have very high stoppage ratings, win or lose.
Are we going to see PEJIC 2.0? Or will the fuse get lit and will he launch on Alexander Jankovic? Jankovic actually giving the respect that PEJIC is due by standing off, fighting southpaw. Jankovic comes in behind some shots, but you just get the idea that these two guys are waiting to let loose, and if they do, and when they do, it's going to be an out-and-out fireworks display.
It's nice to see a very measured approach from PEJIC, a little bit more elusive. You don't want to go out on your shield, especially given the track record of the past few years. Same with Jankovic. He needs to have a smart start here. He's got really tidy boxing, but sometimes we see too much peekaboo guard, too many foolish techniques, if you will, to deploy the boxing.
PEJIC has had some serious knockouts recently, and I mention them only because I think we've commentated them all. And you know, I just struggle to see him if he's not up to it here, and he's under pressure. Jankovic starts to put the pressure on him, and PEJIC dances out from under that, but he took a shot going in, and I just worry a little bit that PEJIC has to restructure what he does. He can't rely on offense all the time. He's got to put that defense into play and protect himself at all times. And I mean, I do believe that's what the referee commands at the beginning of every bout. And I just don't think PEJIC has got that, you know, got that memo.
It's important because, again, you're an experienced fighter. You have to go back to the foundations, not the middle floor, not the upper floor. You have to go back to where you start to build a lot of your basic instincts and habits as a fighter. And like you said, the chin, he must protect his chin.
The high kick goes up, that's what he's known for. And if he lands it, it is spectacular. He's starting to get into the flow of things. Ring rust here for both fighters. Actually, they've had some time out, haven't they?
Absolutely. And I think good timeout, healthy timeout. First fight in 2025 for both.
Oh, PEJIC takes it on the way down. He goes for a shoot. That's not his area of expertise, the ground. I have to say, you know, he's known as a high-flying kickboxer, but, well, maybe this is 2.0. Comes into open guard. There's a half butterfly there from Jankovic to hold him out, but if he can get on top, or even pass, which seems to be on the agenda, maybe this is the new version of PEJIC. Maybe we've been invited to the open door of a rebirth.
It has to be. It has to be. One of the keys, I think, for both fighters, for me, was make this an MMA fight. Don't forget about everything that's available.
Now PEJIC could start to get advantage from this. Can he keep the pressure up? Can he keep his cool and his accuracy? Can he keep Jankovic on the ground and struggling to stop the onslaught? Jankovic under pressure here, and the referee looking very closely. Look at PEJIC here. This is great work from Nitro as he goes to work, ground and pound. Oh, great knee strike. He's putting this together really well. No defense here that seems to be intelligent apart from that rise to one knee. Can Jankovic get up, or is he going to still keep taking pressure from PEJIC? Well, he does. PEJIC had a good shot at maybe doing a lot more than he could have done there, but nonetheless, 9 out of 10 effort there for PEJIC. Oh, and down he goes again. Up and over. PEJIC in control here.
Total control. I can't remember the last ground and pound sequence like this in PEJIC's career, especially for this length of time. Has to be very smart, though, making sure he avoids kneeing the downed opponent. Ref was taking a very careful look at that sequence there, but PEJIC has just got so much one-way traffic. Like you said, Will, it really wasn't until Jankovic started to rebuild his base, get to combat base, that I think he even considered letting this thing go. But nice groundwork from PEJIC. It's nice. He looks refreshed. He looks motivated, focused.
Yeah, and he looks as if he's got a way to win this other than to ambush. Oh, and again, up and over, a semi-suplex. I love it. He grabs his opponent, puts him where he wanted, and now going to work on the midsection. He's softening up Jankovic, and, well, 20-odd seconds left. I'm interested to see how this goes if it goes to the second. This is great strategic work from Filip Pejic.
Those body shots are absolutely horrendous, Will. You can just see how much that's affecting Jankovic. Totally obviously changing the calculus here, this ground and pound sequence from Filip Pejic. And I like the work. It's very, very much up and down. He's working the head, he's working his grips, he's working his wrestling, he's hitting the body. Solid round. Maybe even 10-8 round.
Well, I'm just looking at some of the numbers here for Pejic and the 5 losses. We'll look at the action on the replay. That was good hands from Jankovic, doing what Jankovic does. But Pejic brought back the high kick. We know he can put people away, but this is where he came into his own. That up and over takedown, I love it. A little half sweep as well, keeps his man on the ground, then works him over good and proper, you know. And at one stage I thought Jankovic might fold under questioning, and the question was being asked by Filip Pejic here. Now if Pejic can protect the chin, because I do wonder about Pejic's chin, it's been tested and he hasn't always answered the call, but if he can protect the chin, I think round 2 could be great.
I agree, for sure. There were shades of the Filip Volonsky finish with that head kick. In the follow-up, I thought we might be in for another one, but I think it's been at least 5 years, maybe even 6 or 7 since we've seen something like that competent ground fighting from Filip Pejic.
Well, Pejic goes again for 2, but the losses were Dawid Chmielowski, Daniel Rutkowski, Roman Szymanski, submission loss to Saladin Panas and to Damian Stasiak. There was one decision, Daniel Torres. They weren't, apart from Panas, Stasiak and Szymanski and Rutkowski, they were all top players.
Yeah, he's faced a lot of really strong opponents. I mean, both guys have, for sure. And that's where you look at the wins and the losses and you still give them some clout, if you will, based on their CV. You have to. But it's just been smarter fighting. Smarter fighting was important, I think, for both guys, and I'm seeing that more from Pejic so far.
Yeah, and I would like to see Pejic put his guard up and put that chin away, because he's got it out on display and he could just have his pocket picked. It only takes one lucky shot, and if ever there was a fighter that could throw that lucky shot, it was Jankovic. Jankovic switch hitting now, comes to orthodox, floats into southpaw, but Pejic looking buoyant, looking confident, on his toes, and it's the best I've seen Pejic in a long time.
I agree. Absolutely agree. It's unemotional fighting. It's very calculated fighting, which I think was what they were looking to do. The sparring probably was even changed. A lot of the things they would have done in the gym to prepare for this, to simulate this, had to have been done differently.
Yeah, and I think the memo of the day in Pejic's camp was, it's MMA. You can go to the ground. You don't have to take everyone out like a bazooka straight from the get-go. And he's worked on that. And just look at his ground game. The grappling here is sensational. Locks his man up on the wire. That strength to leverage him up for the hip throw. I mean, that's great stuff. He sort of up and overs his man really easily. He's going again for it. Doesn't have to go down low for it as well. So not exposing himself to knees. I think this is good work and a great real reversal from Pejic. Spinning back, elbow, slipsy.
Very, very slipsy. It's nice to see him not go glass cannon approach, because, you know, it can be catastrophic. You can, and certainly in some of his losses, he looked good and just went out on his shield, like you said.
Oh, gets tagged there, and that's what I don't want to see. He was on his toes, the footwork was looking cool, he just turned offside, and Jankovic got a shot in. Look at Jankovic, that guard there, tight as 2 coats of paint. He's not letting anybody in there. You can huff and you can puff and you can blow the door down, but you've got to be smart to get through. Jankovic knows he's under a bit of pressure. He's got the knockout threat, but this new 2.0 grappling proposition that Pejic is bringing to the game.
Jankovic has got to bank on the fact that Pejic is just going straight back sometimes. That's where he's going to find his left. Force him, get him moving. Not the first, not the second, but maybe the third punch will be the one that lands. A couple throwaway strikes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of readable to a degree. PEJIC staying right out of the pocket, but it's the lateral movement that PEJIC needs, not the forward, reverse. He's working southpaw now. You know, whether that's good. His chin is so exposed, and I do not like to see a man that's been hit with so many good shots and put away by them, shooting from the hip like this. Someone in the corner needs to get those thumbs up on the temples, because this is the man that got knocked down before, 5 times before. Oh, look at this now, really working it well. That takedown, Chris, he's worked that to a fine art. It's kind of a little unconventional, isn't it?
Perfect high crotch. Slices the knee across, gets to mount, stays nice and low. Good amount of time here. This was where it was really lopsided last round. I'm kind of surprised he didn't go for it earlier, but once again, he's not forcing anything in this fight, which is so important and mentally very challenging after such a tough run.
Now he works well in this position. Gets the elbows, creative enough to cause problems, not relying on just fists for the punching, working that forearm, working the elbow, grinding the crossface. Just look at that, making real life really attritional for Jankovic. And Jankovic tries to grab a limb, shut things down. But PEJIC still has the left arm.
It's nice to see him block that and then put the short elbow in for good measure. And was able to trap the left arm here. Bad maneuvers here for Jankovic. He's actually gone to try to attack a leg and get his grips, but actually compromised himself. Another great round there for Nitro.
Yeah, superb strategy. And we can be critical about the lack of a guard, but he's confident enough to pull this off. And Jankovic just doesn't seem to be able to put something together to make the distance quick enough to cause a problem for PEJIC. But the action, well, good stuff here for Filip PEJIC.
PEJIC on the outside. There, the hands go up, maybe a little bit too late, and you could see the guard was crashed once again by Jankovic, and there Jankovic finding the left hand. That was probably his best left straight, but there's where it turned. Quarter guard here, half guard. PEJIC just hand fighting and elbows. It's all in harmony. But sometimes a little bit too much in a knife edge still, Will.
Third and final round. I have to say, with the reputation of these two, I never thought that this would be a reality in a matchup. I have to say, I thought that PEJIC, to make a comeback, would have to cross a huge chasm. But look at that. That's what we call true Budo, true warrior, respect and ethic. Third and final round in this lightweight matchup. Filip PEJIC, Alexander Jankovic, and it's been class. And it's two veterans at work here. They've both learned lessons. It just goes to show you that an old dog can learn new tricks. My goodness me. And Filip PEJIC is the most emphatic display of that adage that you could ever want to come across. On his toes, using the outside of the ring, he switched up that attacking explosive style for some real quality grappling and MMA groundwork. Jankovic, well, Jankovic still doing what he does, but not managing to get it off. That said, he's not been under too much threat because PEJIC hasn't been really throwing off the offensive hands and feet that we know he's capable of. He's working the ground, and that seems to be working, but this is a great display. Look at the collateral damage picked up by Jankovic.
And to echo what you said about the outcome probability, there's 6 decision wins and losses combined in 57 combined fights between this pair. So they don't tend to go the distance, Will. That's the answer.
Wow.
In fact, never the distance for winning for Jankovic, and only 2 for Nitro. So
incredible numbers, Chris, when you think about it and put it together like that. Yeah, that's really just phenomenal. That these guys' route to victory is never in the third round, yet here we are. So, switch hitting, looking good. He needs this, PEJIC. He needs to look good, feel good, to get rid of the ring rust and to get over those crushing psychological defeats as well as physical manifested defeats. Jankovic hasn't quite found, you know, the slip road to the motorway on this. He's been patient, maybe a little bit too patient. Oh, wait there. It was an offside shot. PEJIC knows it. Just goes to show you how hard PEJIC's kicks must be, because it didn't look as if he'd launched full throttle. And we'll have a little look and see. Well, I think the crowd's reaction says it all. PEJIC, it was unintentional, but Jankovic is going to yank all the recovery time. He rightfully can. And yeah, it was a tentative strike from PEJIC, but I don't think it was intentional.
No, you could almost see him pull it as well. He was trying to chop and bring up his knee and then chop the shin round for a 45 right to the inside of the leg, that inside chop. And he actually kind of pulled it at the last moment, but it's still connected for sure.
Well, PEJIC is also resting as well. And yeah, they both acknowledge it was offside, but it was well intentioned. Clock on. Jankovic needs a rabbit out of the hat, I think. I think PEJIC has done enough to edge this. And Jankovic needs one showstopper here. Looking at the guard of PEJIC, he might manage to do it. Jumping knee strike, picks up his own gum shield. Still dangerous. Feels now that maybe he can bring an explosive end to this, PEJIC, and go back to Filip PEJIC 1.0.
That was ninja-esque there. Switch knee midair, then drops down and grabs his mouthpiece. Acrobatics there from PEJIC.
I'm loving the defensive footwork here. Funkier footwork than James Brown. PEJIC, he's dancing, and I've not seen step moves like that since disco. PEJIC brings the action. Lateral movement round the cage, drawing out Jankovic. Jankovic can't get the crosshairs to work. Look at the slipping. Love it. Great work from PEJIC. It's class.
PEJIC is definitely feeling it here, Will. The flow is there. And that's the flow state he was looking for years. So it has to feel good, especially knowing you're up now in the rounds. Despite any mishaps, Jankovic is still in his face, but I have a feeling it's a downward slope here in the last 90 seconds.
Yeah, and unless he gets caught by something incredibly unlucky, this is all gravy. And look at that, up and down, just beautiful. And he's worked that, hasn't he? I mean, this is not a guy that goes for single leg shoots. He's not a guy that goes for double leg shoots. He gets in on you and then just wrestles you down.
Open guard here. Jankovic trying to play a half butterfly hook. Nice shrimp. Gains the angle. Defense here from PEJIC to deny any grips. Arm triangle threat here from PEJIC. Denied. It's a scramble still, Will.
Absolutely. But for some reason, PEJIC managed to get on top, keep that position, and control. And oof, Jankovic still dangerous. 30 seconds PEJIC has got for a win here. His first win in a long time that's been smart. Doesn't get caught by the armbar attempt by Jankovic. Jankovic in all kinds of trouble now, and PEJIC with the last seconds of the third round could just cruise to victory. First time we've seen him do it for a long time over a decision. That's it. PEJIC helps his opponent up. That's the respect. And I think it's going to be a unanimous decision, isn't it, Chris?
I agree, 100%. And I think it'll be the first decision win for PEJIC since December 2016, if that shows you the likelihood.
Wow. Some incredible numbers and stats there. Here's a chance to see the action, and that's what we love. What a great sign of respect. But just look at the power PEJIC still has at his command, and demonstrated incredibly there with an offside kick. It wasn't even full throttle. That knee strike checked the shoulder. So, and that's the throw that he's mastered. And I mean, you only need one good one. Ground and pound. And that's how he's done it. And I think you'll be running east looking for a sunset if Jankovic takes a points win here. Still down to judges' scorecards, but PEJIC, I believe, is back.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of those 3 completed rounds of action, we go to your judges' scorecards where we have a unanimous decision. All 3 judges score this contest 30 points to 27 in favor of your winner. In the red corner, Philip Nitro!
Well, no surprises there. PEJIC deservedly with the win there. And you can see the look on his face. It just meant everything to him. New strategy, new PEJIC, and 2.0. That's the number. And he makes it 17, 9 and 2 in MMA at 33 years of age.
It's again the run, the strategy, the way that he had to approach the fight. It all came together, and that's a beautiful thing. I think it's been a long, long road. You have to imagine as a fighter, you don't compete as much as some other athletes in other sports. And there was a lot of lows. There's always going to be highs and lows, but it's nice to see PEJIC get things going in the right direction, in the right way, his way tonight.
We're going to hear what he has to say about the win.